Tonight on Hip on the Spot News. Have no fear, the Corsair is here. The skies of the Pacific are now ready for flight. DCS got a decent update filled with important changes. And we learn what is next for summer of 2025. This and more on How I Play. This video is sponsored by Moza. Get their new force feedback lineup with our link in the video description. Hello virtual pilots, I'm Andre Celesti, and tonight we are going to talk about the latest update in DCS World. The sun rises again on the Marianas Islands, but this time we once again go back in time and experience for the first time the World War II Pacific Theater of War, free for all users in DCS. It's a great milestone that will bring a fresh experience for players who waited for something like this. The Essex-class carrier is now integrated in the core DCS experience, as well as some new units also free of charge, with more coming along very soon that are part of the upcoming Pacific World War II pack that will be for sale. And when we say more, I mean important units that will bring this new theater of war to life, like Imperial Japanese air assets currently missing in action, or naval units, or more ground vehicles. Oh, and yes, they are working on the Zero, plus other important units like the SBD-5 Dauntless dive bomber, the B-6N torpedo bomber, and the D-4Y Judy dive bomber. Nice! But despite all of that, we got some new assets for the Imperial Japanese forces like Flak and AAA, and some tanks and trucks. And it's now a matter of time to see how fast they can deliver new units for the World War II Pacific pack, which, as I said before, this time will be for sale and not a free pack. But users who have the previous World War II pack will have a 30% discount. More information in the video description. And so, we finally got the new Marianas World War II version. The map takes you back in time with less infrastructure, but more historical accuracy for that time. According to Edie, this is the first stage of building the summer 1944 Mariana Island scenario. This new version of the map feels way more gentle on performance, and as our ace pilot says, well, it must have something to do with the lack of buildings on the map, taking in consideration that there are less build-up things to draw for the engine. But we also know that Edie worked on improving the map for a better performance. Users are starting to report similar performance on both maps. But of course, this will be system dependent, and we will investigate this further as time goes by. What we can say now is that the disk space for these maps is about a total of 23.5 gigabytes, with the modern map taking around 14.3 and the World War II map around 9.18 gigabytes. Also, you can choose to install each map individually. Moving on, the F4U-1D Corsair is now a reality in DCS, brought to us by Magnitude III. This long-awaited American fighter aircraft is a good asset for the Pacific World War II scenarios as well as the Korean War. Of course, when that would be something represented in DCS in the future. Now, for our first impression with this module, it feels great, quite heavy in controls, especially using force feedback devices. I had a hard time, but keep in mind that I am currently using a Mustang profile for it until Moza updates the app for the AB9 base with the Corsair functions. Despite the hard control in turns that need more practice on my side, I found out that the Corsair likes to speed up, and if used properly, you can get the advantage on your target. And speaking of targets, well, it's a temporary World War II Focke-Wulf for now, strapped with a Japanese livery. Wink wink. I also learned that the Corsair wasn't a breeze in the air for the new pilots during the World War II period, but the ones who mastered the aircraft had a great advantage in the skies of the Pacific. Magnitude III did an amazing job with this module in early access, and despite some issues here and there, the module looks great and I can't wait to see what they're having plans for the future. The interior is very detailed, and the texture work and overall feel meets the high quality standards that the community likes. The damage model is also impressive, as we found out first glance in our initial tests. It has a relatively easy startup procedure, and when it comes to takeoff and landing on a carrier, well, with a bit of practice, you will get there. But not before you go sleepy off the bow. A few times. Now, there are some known issues with this module, like work-in-progress reflection on the canopy, engine oil temperature and cooling dynamics, and the hook clipping on the ground or carrier deck, and problems with the bat bomb. What we encountered limited our showcase for now, as during a multiplayer session with our hip crew, despite raising our landing gear, all friendly Corsairs had their gear down. It has been reported already and confirmed by multiple users who experienced this on dedicated or private servers. I hope this can be fixed sooner rather than later. Another important feedback we have is to check the training missions and maybe take in consideration the Hornet system for the folding of the wings. What do I mean by that? Well, when starting on the ground in a hot start, make sure the wings are unfolded and locked, and when on the carrier, they can be folded. Currently, the Corsair always spawns with folded wings when on the ground, despite if you're hot start or cold start. But this may be how Magnitude wants it to be, and that's fine by me. The module has multiple liveries, including some Japanese ones. Interesting. Maybe those are the capture Corsairs. The module is currently available with an early access discount, from the $60 price tag to a $48 discounted price. I bought multiple units for the channel as no review copy was given to us, and that's alright. Moving on, the update also includes quite a list of changes for the DCS core experience. For AI, there are a lot of improvements like runway and taxi logic for traffic, as well as behavior during maneuvers, flight group, and landing. Oh, and for ground AI, they added radar signatures for the World War II units. Good to know. The quick action generator got a long list of needed fixes, with an optimized map processing for mission generation, more tasks, airfield start fixes, missing aircraft now included in the list, and generation fixes. The new data transfer cartridge system also has new fixes like corrected errors for the F-16 and Hornet semi-automatic mode and some other issues. But most important changes and improvements come to the CH47F. Yes, we finally got a decent update for the Chinook. We got MFD's updates with the new HSD hover display mode, a lot of new pages like the FPLN fuel and power page, leg data page and powertrain page, with some of them currently work in progress. The CDU got a new data search functionality, and they fixed the anti-torque pedal trim not responding to the settings we got in the special menu. Plus new key bindings for the MFDs and CDU. Nice! With all of these changes and other fixes for most modules, our mission makers noticed new functions for the mission editor. About 4 of them. Not documented by IDI, because why would they? But keep in mind this might have been added in previous updates, but our guys just saw them today, so take it with a pinch of salt. These functions look something like this. Alright, yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's up to you to figure it out. Good luck! We also got some new information of upcoming systems like the FCR terrain avoidance mode for the Hornet, currently under active development and testing, planned for release in summer 2025. On that list, we also got the FCR terrain profile mode and new commands for George in the Apache, or the long-awaited sniper pod for the Viper, slated for the end of Q2 of this year. We will see about that. And last but not the least, the Kola map by Orbix got 6 new airbases with new infrastructure and replaced summer textures, and optimizations that are still work in progress. So these were all the important changes brought by the latest update in DCS World. Of course, if you want to see everything, I linked the patch notes in the video description. I got some special thanks for Sergeant Dev Rupesh, Ace, Snark, Rhinox, Kokosnix, and Tobias for their help during our test and video capture. And we are going to showcase more DCS content in the following weeks to come. But with that being said, how was your experience with the Corsair and the new Marianas World War II map? Leave your comments down below. And that's it for today. Thank you all for watching until the end of our video. Many thanks to our patrons that support our channel. And if you find the video informative, give us a like and subscribe to keep in touch with all the latest news on your favorite simulators and games. I'm Andre Celesti, reminding you to fly safe, and I'll see you next time.